Greater West Bloomfield has become a local hub for pickleball, with courts going up in Sylvan Lake at local gyms and even a huge indoor pickleball facility on Orchard Lake Road. Now West Bloomfield Parks is bringing pickleball to the next generation. Joining us for more insight on this is Brad McAlear from the National Academy of Athletics. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Happy
Very
to have you
excited to be
on.
here.
Yeah, good to have you on to talk about this new pickleball club that's coming in for kids here in the Greater West Bloomfield community. Take us through this new partnership you have with West Bloomfield Parks and how kids can get involved in this new youth pickleball club.
Well, we're a recreational youth sports company that partners with Parks and Rec schools, things like that. So we reached out to West Bloomfield, and they had a need for some new sports that they weren't currently offering, and we were happy to provide them. So pickleball is one of those. It's an incredibly fun sport to play, and something that it's been the fastest growing sport in the U.S. for 4 years in a row now. So it's something that kids are getting into more, and they want to learn it, they want to experience it. So we're going to bring that to them through a club that starts here in May and summer camps this summer.
And we know with those that are middle-aged and those and senior populations in our community and beyond, that pickleball, part of the reason it's been the fastest-growing sport for several years, as you have said, is because it's a little bit lighter on the joints. It still gets the heart pumping and gets you out and moving, but not necessarily as strenuous as some other sports. But for kids in particular, why do you believe it's a fast-growing sport for them in particular?
It's just a ton of fun to play. Kids are having a blast out there, but kind of the same thing you just said is it's easy to learn. The rules aren't, extremely difficult to understand. It's easily accessible. I mean, minimal equipment. You got a paddle and a net. You can throw a travel net up in a driveway and play. But, kids love to be competitive, and it's one of those sports where you can get competitive in it pretty fast, and it's addicting to play once you start playing it.
The Youth Pickleball Club with West Bloomfield Parks begins May 8th at Drake Sports Park. Brad, for kids that are coming in at a variety of different experience levels, what will they be able to experience as a part of this club?
Well, our curriculum is designed for the beginner to the intermediate. So if they've never picked up a paddle before, they'll be just fine. We'll teach them everything they need to learn. And if they have played before, then we'll teach them some new things and just refine those skills that they already have. So it doesn't matter if they're, like I said, brand new to the sport or have been playing it for a while, they're going to have fun. But we also have coaches that, they're not only trained in the fundamentals of the sport, but they're trained in social and emotional learning as well. So they're going to create an environment where the kids are not only having fun playing the sport and learning the sport, but they're going to be meeting new friends. They're going to be interacting with kids that, they may have known or may not know and walk out of there with an unforgettable experience of learning sports, making new friends, and having a ton of fun in the process.
And beyond that, it's teaching them skills, both physical and beyond, that are going to help them as they continue through their schooling, maybe as they get into other sports at the middle school and the high school level or pursue those interests further. But in terms of that social and emotional learning that you spoke about, how can sports sort of bridge those gaps that maybe aren't getting filled in that learning opportunity in the classroom day by day?
Excuse me. We believe sports are essential in building valuable life skills. Self-esteem, confidence, but not only that, but being a part of a team. It teaches cooperation, communication, collaborating with other kids. You develop that sense of camaraderie and support from the kids around you, the other kids you're playing with. So those skills, they're invaluable not only on the court, the pickleball court, or any other sports field or gym, but in life as well. The skills that we help them learn or they develop, they're going to use those in school, their relationships with their friends and family, and further in life, when they do get out of school and start working. So we like to believe that we're impacting kids' lives through the transformative power of sports, and it definitely will translate into their personal lives and all aspects of their life.
So what age groups is this open to, Brad?
So our club and our camp in West Bloomfield are for kids 7 to 13. For all of our sports, we cater to kids 4 to 13, but for specifically pickleball, it's 7 to 13. We feel that it does take a little bit more of those, a little bit more maturity in their movement, their hand-eye coordination. So that's why we catered it to the 7 to 13 kids.
The club begins on May 8th at Drake Sports Park. More information on this and other opportunities through West Bloomfield Parks can always be found on their website on wbparks.org. Joining me from the National Academy of Athletics is Brad McAlear on today's edition of the Splash Live as we preview the West Bloomfield Parks' new youth pickleball club beginning on May 8th. And beyond learning the basics of the sport and getting to get out on the courts at Drake Sports Park, learn a little bit about teamwork and everything else we've spoken about so far, Brad, do you see this expanding into something like maybe leagues or recreational leagues going forward like we have for some of the other prestige sports like baseball in West Bloomfield or through the National Academy of Athletics?
Absolutely, we could expand. As I mentioned, we've already got camps planned for the summer, so we've expanded beyond just our club. But we're going to work with each and every one of our community partners, especially West Bloomfield Parks, and evaluate what does the community want, what does the community need, and if there's a need for it, we will look into providing it. Again, in that recreational side of sports, we don't get into the travel leagues and the year-long commitments that some of those demand. But yes, from a recreational standpoint, if there's a need for it, we'll work with our community partner to try and provide it.
Brad, kids these days, they love to be playing video games and they're on their phones a lot. There's so much concern from parents about screen time, and even that being so, in this age group 7 to 13 that this youth club, pickleball club, is open to. There may be kids in there that have been exploring other sports or haven't found one that they enjoyed, but also some kids that just haven't had any interest in sports. So why do you believe pickleball is sort of that middle ground of a bridge that can kind of attract both the consummate athlete in that age group, but maybe even those that have been a little more hesitant to get into sports?
Well, we believe that all kids should try to play sports at some point. It doesn't mean, you look at the amount of kids that go on to play collegiately or professionally, you're talking about the 1% or the less than 1%. So we're focusing on just giving the kids a place to play, a place to have fun. Our broader mission at the National Academy of Athletics is to get kids moving and having fun, to help them diminish childhood obesity by advocating for healthy lifestyles, by boosting confidence, optimism, enthusiasm, things like that. So sports are extremely valuable for that. But the other side of that is, the kids that are great at sports today may not be the kids that are great when they get to high school. The kids that aren't great right now may be those kids that are great when they get to high school. So you have to start somewhere. You got to start just by trying it. And that's what our clubs give them the ability to do. Just come out and try it, have a lot of fun, meet new friends, and experience it. And maybe you'll gain a lifelong love of sports. But yeah, we believe that all kids should at least experience it at some point and try it out.
And what's great about pickleball, too, is it's one of those sports that you can play at an ultra-high level of competition with whomever you're up against in a single or a doubles match, or you can play it at a more casual pace and still get that same impact out of it. Brad McAlear is with us from the National Academy of Athletics. West Bloomfield Parks' new youth pickleball club begins on May 8th. It's the fastest growing sport in the world. I'd imagine this is going to be one of the fastest growing youth clubs in greater West Bloomfield as well. Brad, if people want to get involved, the kids want to get involved, the parents want to get their kids involved, is there a deadline, and how do people sign up?
The deadline, May 8th, sign up before our first class. We'll work with West Bloomfield also if there's somebody that hadn't heard about it and got word late, and getting them signed up and added late. But to sign up for it, you go through West Bloomfield Parks on their website. They've got all the information, the registration link and all of that. Or you can visit our website, oaklandcountyyouthsports.com, and that'll have links to register on West Bloomfield's site as well. But, there is no deadline. So if you want to play, if you want to sign up, hopefully by May 8th, but we'll add you late if we have to. So we just want to make sure that if a kid wants to play, we're going to give them that outlet to play.
Well, Brad, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us to introduce the community to the Youth Pickleball Club and to give us a little bit of an introduction as parents and kids consider some activities for the spring and summer. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's been a blast, and I really appreciate you having me on today.